All right, another good day of practice today, good hot day. Looking forward to tomorrow's scrimmage. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
What are you looking for out of the scrimmage, and then maybe the quarterbacks in particular?
Yeah, well, I'm not naming one.
No, but I.
But I'll tell you this, that I'm looking for consistency again. Second, I'm looking for guys that are going to be making plays, both on and on the line of scrimmage, out in space, in the back end. There'll be some guys that'll be limited tomorrow, and there'll be guys that'll be doing a lot of movement tomorrow. I mean, there'll be a lot of roster movement happening after tomorrow's scrimmage.
Yeah, I was going to say, how close do you feel like you are to setting your depth chart? Your team?
I think we're close. I really do. I felt that way coming out of our second scrimmage. As we mentioned with our staff, we wanted to have a general idea of the guys that we felt like we're going to have to really count on going into week one and start repping those guys. And that's what we've done this week. Not necessarily setting that depth chart, but we're pretty close in a lot of our areas right now.
Coach, have you guys jumped into any Portland State or maybe even preparing for other opponents also?
Yeah, you always build that into camp. We built it into some of spring ball. We obviously built it into camp. That's what this week is for, especially the early part of this week. We call game prep. So there was several periods out there today that we really focused in on game preparation for our opponents.
Chad, what did you see out of the starting offense today, and what quarterbacks took reps with the ones today?
Nick took all the ones today, and I thought there was some good things. We did some situations right here at the end. We hit the ball on a plus 39, and thought there was some good things that happened out of that. From an offensive standpoint, our field goal, we kicked several field goals in some critical situations. I thought was good. We were 100% on those. So I did. I thought there was some good things. You're at this point in time at camp, and the newness is worn off, and these guys are giving great effort. They're working their tail off, and we're proud of them. We're ready to get into a game week, but tomorrow's going to be a big day for us.
How's things shaping up at right guard, and how's Clinton's camp going?
Yeah, Shane's doing good, being pushed. We've tried Myron over there at right guard when Colton is healthy at left tackle, which Colton was back again for the second day. So we anticipate Colton being back, Myron going over getting a lot of right guard work. And then when Colton's out, Myron moved back. Ricky Stromberg has gotten a lot of right guard work. We've also moved Ricky some to center and tie to guard, just to try and create some depth right there and find that rotation. Ricky, again, as I mentioned on Saturday, and even after watching film, has done some really good things. And I'm excited about all these freshmen, really excited about Ricky and where he is right now. But we'll see. But right now it's Myron at right guard and Ty at center and Coleman left tackle.
Speaking of the field goal work you did, Connor, what's his percentage like in this camp? And were you aware he's a leader in Arkansas all time in field goal percentage going into this season?
I was not aware of that. That's good to know. He's had a really good camp. And to have the success of him coming back is definitely a weapon for us. He's got a really good battery of snap from Jordan Silver to Jack Lindsay, the holder. I mean, he feels very comfortable with that group. So he's had a good camp.
You'll be able to go in the scrimmage or in the stadium Wednesday, or?
No, we'll be in the stadium on Saturday.
Deborah, is he okay? He looked like he wasn't in with the ones we saw today, the workouts. Was he okay out there?
Yeah, no, he was good. He's had a really good camp. I've been really impressed with Deborah. So there's been a good rotation of that.
Chad, you mentioned the heat. I think these last 2 days have been the hottest in Fayetteville this year. I think the heat index has been well over 100. What have you thought of that, and how have your guys handled that?
Well, first of all, we needed it. We need it, and we need it at this point in camp too, when it's getting a little bit redundant and some adversity hits us, and the weather hit us with some adversity the last 2 days, and it's been good. It's been good to see these guys push through. And how they responded. They responded really well yesterday after changing their schedule up and going to afternoon workouts, getting them ready for the first start of school next week. And today was no different. Today was a good hot day, and we needed that. They know we're going to take care of them, but when we're out there on the field, it's time to go. And these guys have learned that, and I'm extremely pleased with the way this football team is prepped and practiced through the course of camp.
To just make sure they're getting good hydrated.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. We'll take an extra long break, and make sure these guys have an opportunity to hydrate but they're working.
Just with the injuries at receiver plus Knox being out, kind of how the others stepped up in the last couple of days.
Yeah, I hope to get Trey back. He's sick again today, so we hope to get him back. I don't know if he'll play tomorrow in the scrimmage or not, but hopefully get him back by Thursday and Friday. These guys they're giving everything they got. They're working their tail off. I've been really pleased. The same guys, Traylon Burks, have been doing what you expect Traylon to do. Mike Woods, Davion Warren, Jimmy Stoudemire. We've had a lot of our walk-on guys getting a lot of reps, and which is good. Carch Gardner is a young man that's a walk-on. It's really caught a lot of people's attention. John David White, another one. So all the guys are getting reps, and they're spelling each other when we need to go. But I've been pleased with these guys rotating in.
Coach, how do you find the balance between the grind of camp and making sure these guys have their legs and everything underneath them for?
Well, that's always a fine line there. The thing you really do is, a lot of it is with our strength staff and how that we do our recovery with these guys and them taking care of their bodies. This week we allowed them to sleep in a little bit more, to get an extra hour sleep in the morning. We're going to get them out of here after practice tonight, so some of the meetings will be cut shorter to get them rest. But that's a fine line. We gave them Sunday off. They've been going, 16 straight days, something like that, 15 or 16 straight days of camp and in a grind, and you give a guy, Sunday off, even though Sundays are really just for 2 hours of meetings, but all of a sudden they know they don't have to come up here. It kind of recharges their batteries a little bit. And so, and we've done some things throughout the course of camp. We'd let them out an hour early. Instead of getting out at 9, you get out at 8 o'clock, and these guys are celebrating and high-fiving, getting an hour early, getting out of here. So little things like that. Obviously, you see us in the cold tubs, the stuff everybody else does, but we really spend a lot of time in our recovery and yoga and stretching and foam rolling.
You have a first team punter yet, and any of that happen tomorrow?
No, I don't have that either. I've got a couple guys that are getting after it. I've been really pleased with them. Sam Lloyd's been a great addition to us, and is really doing. Reed Bowers, another. Those guys have got a great competition going. But Sam has really came in and provided a lot of pop. That ball popping off his foot. So we'll see. We're definitely going to narrow that down pretty quick. But these guys, we're going to put them in some situations tomorrow, and just to kind of narrow that down and get it selected.
If Nick got all the ones today, do you anticipate other quarterbacks working with the first unit tomorrow?
Yeah, Ben will get some of the ones tomorrow. He'll probably start the scrimmage out with the ones tomorrow, and but it'll rotate back and forth. It'll go Nick and Ben, and then John Stephen, and then KJ, and they'll all get some reps tomorrow.
Coach, it looked like you guys were a little bit slow to get the ball snapped just during that first period that we saw today. Is that atypical of what has been going on?
Well, we were some backed up situations, and we try to get some crowd noise in there. The ball's got to come out, and we're snapping it, and, with on our cadence. But it was. I think we jumped off sides once, but that's something. Again, we put these guys in some tough situations. You got to think and respond.
You guys have tried Myron pretty much everywhere besides center. Do you feel like right guard just excelled there more, or is that just more position need?
Who's that? I'm sorry, Myron. Yeah, Myron's really athletic now. He's extremely athletic, and he's very athletic. We thought if something happens to Colton, he's definitely your left tackle. But because of how active he is and how athletic he is, he's got a chance to be really special. I think I've been saying this about him for quite some time, and he's definitely in that rotation.
Chad, Grayson Gunner, what kind of camp has he had? And I know Hudson was out for a while with the concussion protocol. How's he doing?
Hudson's back and is really catching up with some of the things that he missed, getting out and getting some really good work in. He's been working with the 1s and 2s, 3s. He's getting plenty of reps. It's just getting the knowledge and the speed of the game down and the calls that we're asking our tight end to make. Grayson is a veteran. Grayson's got some experience behind him and has had a really good camp and really stepped in with CJ being out.
Defensively, kind of what do you look for tomorrow, and just how do you feel the depth is staking out in the second unit?
Yeah, I think that, up front, as I've shared all camp, how disruptive those guys have been with Sosa and TJ Smith. I really want to see, we have a really good idea who our top guys are, but you're going to win in this league with guys behind them. And so developing that second guy that's going to be able to come in a major rotation is going to be critical for us. Colin Clay has had a really good camp, and he's been getting a lot of reps. Bubba has done some really good things. I know he's running with the twos. And so, again, I expect to see that from a defensive front standpoint. Solely, again, like a lot of the freshmen right now, they've all kind of hit a little bit of a wall, but they've worked extremely hard and pushing through it, and our older guys are pushing them through. So we'll see Solely tomorrow and expect it to, again, watch his progression. And then our linebacker position, which I think has been solid for us all camp, with Hayden Henry and Grant Morgan, Dede Edwards, Davion McClure. I think these guys have done a good job on their rotation, getting themselves ready. So, we got to just create the depth. That's what we're trying to battle right now and create.
And I know you had some fun with Jordan Silver's mullet at the luncheon the other day, but Barry said he was really good last year and he's even better. That's a position under the radar unless you screw up. Just kind of, what do you think about him and how important that is, even though, it's limited snaps, obviously.
Yeah, nobody knows who Jordan Silver is until the ball sails over a punter or then they want to know who the snapper is. And Jordan's done a really good job. A young man that's dedicated himself, as all our players have since January, of becoming the best they can possibly be. And he's done that. He's taken that specialist group, and he and Connor have definitely been the leaders of that. And so he's done a really good job, and it's fortunate when you have one. And I'm excited about that. We have John Orline is behind him, and so again, those are guys that if they're doing their job. As long as they do their job, nobody knows who they are.
Any more? Last one, Trev.
Do you feel like it's pretty balanced right now in terms of the quarterback's knowledge of the offense? Because Hicks does have so much more experience, and Starkville, I think a lot of this thing is maybe he's playing catch up a little bit.
Yeah, I think that I've been very pleased and impressed with the way Nick has grasped the offense since coming in here in June. I thought that may be part of some of the keep him back a little bit, but he's done a really good job of grasping. He's extremely intelligent. You would expect both of them to be. They're both college grads, and so now I think that he's progressed really well. I think some things at times that there is some Ben being in the offense for a little bit longer. At times there's some times that it really shows. But man, I've been pleased with the way Nick has progressed and working in that.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.